the vote live yet, so I'll do that while the trailer's rolling. Dude, I hope this is gonna work. The sound. Trailer.
This land is built on stories. It's one big story, America is, woven of many small ones. Songs and myths and legends start somewhere with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. Well, I gotta find. Wander the land, explore, meet people, gather stories and spread and share them. The most important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Well, I dig all that. That's neat. Okay. Well, the vote should be live here. I made a couple of changes, oh my god. As per usual, if you want to vote on the game, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, based on what you see, you can change your vote at any time. I don't think it actually changes your vote. It just adds on, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I should, just not open votes until we're, well into the game. But, it's all for fun anyways, so who cares? Yeah, I think it just, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Front page time is over. Until the next time. I didn't say anything about it tonight, but there is no more front page time for a while.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Well, all right, I guess I better go to the house.
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Beef. It's what's for... It is his voice, isn't it? Hey, Trav. Thank you for the 37 months. I love you. Hey, Limbonomicon. Thanks for the 19 months of subscribing. I like you as a person. Wow, Fizz, rude.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Of course they're not, because I'm the best.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
That would be me. That's how I play. Stellar Replica with 35 months of subbing. Welcome back. Thank you. I'm sorry if Fizz, barfs in your general direction. He's out of control tonight. I don't know how to stop him.
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
Keep playing.
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Keep playing. Oh.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
I have no other choice, brother. I'm in.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Nothing can beat me.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Fuck. Fine.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
I'm gonna check my cards.
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades.
You have my word that if I lose, I'm gonna run so fast out of here. I will leave motion blur. You will never hear from me or see me again. You have my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
What up? Wait. Why do I... A blood pact? Really? Yikes. Ah!
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that, your labor.
What do you need?
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
Okay.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
Like urban legends and shit. Yeah.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
I love stories, though. Let's go.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
Okay.
The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
This fucking cat of mine.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
Yes, absolutely. Unequivocally, the truth is better than a lie.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
One time, check this out, Wolfman. One time, my friend Jessica lost a car on the side of the road. As in, she drove off, parked it, and forgot where she parked it. And they never found that motherfucker again. Oh, that's not what he meant. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. This is awesome already. I love this. Travel, choice, morality. Heaven desires, fulfilled wishes come true. Shit, dude. Let's go with the world. Heaven desires, fulfilled wishes come true. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain, El Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
He said the name again!
Well, I don't know where that is.
Oh.
It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
Jessica's car, right? I'm guessing I'm doing this correctly. Tell the story of tossing a pair of bone dice on a blood-red velvet table. They come up snake eyes, wink at you.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you.
The music is very Firefly.
It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard. But I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
Okay. How about this? This is always interesting. Death, change endings, moving on. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain.
Yikes.
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told.
Okay.
And death, yes. But don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
I hope so. I'm guessing I just click on all these. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them.
Yeah.
People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
True. Tell the story of the endless series of doors on different kinds, each leading only to more doors.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
True.
Go on your way, Seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but oh. Oh my god, it's me! Look at this shit! What's this? What is this over here?
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that very man come for to tally up my worth, I won't leave much behind to drag me down.
Okay, I had to dance a little. Search?
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Sure.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand.
No, I do not.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Joke's on you, I'm poor and poor.
Well, I'm gonna
The women
cast
arrested
my
for bootlegging.
stones o'er the
Oh, so I got a story out of
waters
that.
land, and by and by I'll
That's kinda
see
neat.
them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my favorite song.
What?
This will be my tale.
That's neat.
My vagrant song.
I don't know what that does. I just keep trying to hit control.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping
That
conceals,
looks like a baby.
though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
Sam, something large and unsettled. Come here. Come here. Sit with me, my son. Play this game with me. Say hello.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here,
Uh-oh.
it says in a small voice.
Why not?
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
I feel obligated to tell someone, but Boy, I won't tell.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Don't look at me like that. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. What do we got here?
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Those are adorable. I kind of want to just watch them. This is called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. It's for sale right now on the Humble store. You can check it out on the game info link right there. And if you want to check out a bit before you purchase, that's kind of the purpose of this stream, just to give you guys a preview, try before you buy, so to speak. If I like this, I do want to finish it at some point, but I won't do it tonight, is the thing. We're only going to take a couple of hours with this. So let's watch the seagulls.
They seem to wait for something together, fidgeting and rubbing against one another.
Oh.
And when they fly off, they fly together. These same two, have been coming here ever since I was a boy, the old man says.
They're like seagull lovers, really?
He watches them fly away until their bodies are dots vanishing into the low sun. Always the same pair. Wonder what keeps them coming back to this town. He shrugs. It must be home.
I mean, yeah. That makes sense.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. Wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Let's ask around about her.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
What an entitled prick. Let's ask someone else.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Margaret, thank you for the 4 months of subscribing. Welcome back. Show some love. Say sub to Margaret. Shit. Let's approach her.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench. You may. Lovely outside, isn't it? Her eyes are a beautiful shaded brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat. Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Okay. The elegant woman in the small town.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
I'm wondering what happens beyond this. Like, surely I'm gonna meet up with that wolf again.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
Let's put our ear to it. Let's listen in.
Looks like we got a visitor.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
It's like we stumbled upon Voldemort's secret meeting. You remember that that movie?
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens.
That one?
The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
Step inside, walk this way, you and me, man.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Say, been here long.
A few years.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
Oh, I've got a few, I guess. You might say I'm a collector.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
There might have been little cakes. I guess I'm just gonna keep walking north. Hold Q to hitchhike. Oh shit! What up, dude? Nice. Enter Boston. Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. I wouldn't know. The only time I've ever been is in March, when it was like -20 out. That is until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. That sounds like the Boston I know. Let's explore.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Let's keep walking.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that threaten to wrench your ankle out of place. Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Keep walking.
It's hard finding your way through.
I think you just can't bear to let a gorgeous girl
Holy
like
shit!
You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance.
I gotta fix all the sounds. See, some of them are quiet and some of them are really loud, and it's because of old shit. I gotta fix that. No, it's alright, Chilmy. It's my bad. That's why I keep the bot at a low sound right now, because I haven't had time. This week, though, this week is the week. I whipped that Patreon into shape. Alright, just listen to the rumble of noise.
You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
Arg!
When you come to, There's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
I wonder what time period this is supposed to take place in. I'm guessing 20s, maybe? The horn is like one of the strange clamor on the streets. The horn is one of the oldest sounds that we have, and it survived 3 computers, so it's some of those sounds, those older sounds are really loud for a reason. Now they're too loud. So I do need to go through and then, like, find a normal volume for all of them. Let's earn some money. You wander the streets in the city looking for a way to make some cash. Let's panhandle. You're sitting across the street from a busy restaurant with a little sign on a plank of wood. Help me buy food. Most of the passerby give you nasty looks. There's a lady in the front window of the restaurant who can't stop staring either. Bad luck today. Just as you're about to give up, however, you see some motion inside the restaurant. The lady's paid her check, and now she's bustling to the door. To your surprise, she makes a beeline across the street right for you. Okay. You can't tell if she's excited to help you or pissed that you're here, but she slaps a pile of coins into your hand and starts machine gunning you with questions. What's your name? Who's your mother? Why are you dressed like this? Why are you here? Ma'am, please. She glares at you like a hawk glares at a rat caught in its talons. You look exactly like someone I know, she growls, maintaining eye contact for much too long. Exactly. And with that, she turns on her heel and stomps away. Strange. Generous, at least, but very strange. So I got a little bit of money. Store. I could get like food? A coffee? I feel like I'm good on all of these. Let's go to the train station. I don't think I have money for either of those. Alright, well, let's... the clam chowder.
as they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
Nice, we can get clam chowder and a coffee later. Straight out of Boston. Let's move on. And then maybe we'll hitch a ride elsewhere.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt.
Oh?
A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by
What?
long days on the road.
Grams.
His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
Of course I do.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
Where are you going, stranger?
Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Wow, why is that?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Well, that's weird. Okay. You know, I've been thinking of doing some old Doom again. I loaded up my Z-Doom and G-Doom with a bunch of stuff. I might just have to now. Let's camp here. So far, it's interesting.
Hey there, stranger.
Oh?
You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is.
It's interesting so far, Colgate. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm really intrigued.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Well, what's up, Quinn? Why are you 12, and what is this?
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Okay.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
I don't know if I've got one for you, man. But let's see. Let's see what I've got. A ghost murdered the guy. We've got, here are all the stories you've collected so far. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person about a story, or a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love, poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next so you can find them again. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, you will ascend to a higher plane. The Hale-Bopp comet shall come and retrieve you from your mortal coil, whereby you will truly become the next ulterior being of this universe. The next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel the need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. He wants to hear a story about ghosts. I don't think I've got one, really. The Elegant Woman. We've got that one, I guess, but The Strange Clamor on the Streets of Boston. Yeah, right, Yabo? Oh, I do have the right side, you're right. Bondage, traps, imprisonment. I don't know if that qualifies as a ghost story, though. None of these really do. This kid is not gonna like me very much. Let's tell them about the Strange Clamor on the Streets of Boston.
You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits.
Tell me more.
I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for something real funny-like.
Okay. Funny story. Funny, 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 funny. What do I got here? The story of the two brothers, I guess, maybe. Or the women arrested for bootlegging. Let's go with the two brothers.
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me.
You just, like, wanted something that was, I guess that's cheerful. You wanted funny, not cheerful. Like, kicked in the balls, not apologizing for it.
My family.
Okay.
There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Okay, I got you. I want to save this one for some reason. Exciting story. This one.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. Take care of myself and my dogs.
Okay.
I don't need no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Oh boy, I feel like I'm exhausting my entire, like, library on you. What about this one? I already told you my thrilling story.
That was a chuckle to be sure. But do you know anything more lively?
I told you the more lively story, and you said you didn't want it!
Traps and such like. Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away. Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home.
Flynn Chop, thank you for the 4 months of sub, and welcome back. Listen, my stories outside of this game are fire, alright? Maybe.
Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I joined in shortly. I don't think I ever seen a fella so surprised.
Yeah.
Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more.
Hey, Coral! What is up?
I want to hear one of them venturing tales.
God!
Got any?
have no more stories for you. I have a sad story. That's it. I will tell you my sad story.
That sure was a downer.
Yeah.
Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
You've exhausted my library. My stories are terrible.
Sad. Well, so you think just 'cause I'm young, I gotta be sad, crying after my mama every night.
Yeah. I mean, you're sitting here in the middle of nowhere with a dog, 2 dogs, no shoes, missing a tooth.
I don't need you looking after me, so if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful.
You're like 12.
What you really ought to be asking yourself is if you want to keep enjoying my spot or not.
Oh, he's kicking me out.
Oh, heck. The night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Okay.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
This is some really awesome artwork. I love this.
Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
The Hobo Kid. Well, let's keep on keeping on. Oh, there's my map. I'm going down I-95. That's pretty rad. My journey log, progress, inventory, bone dice is all I have. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks his head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear, it laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Hey, Kylo Ren, what's up? Well, tell me about it. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah. But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking, though. There's more than one interesting person in this land, for sure. It gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say, anyway. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Just a talking crow, no big deal! Hold left control to whistle. If you match up the notes, you'll walk faster. Oh, shit! How do I match up the notes, though? I don't think I understand what that... Yeah, Simon Says, but I don't think I understand how I'm like, when I hold down control, am I pushing the arrow buttons? The WASD?
Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
Toast Notes, thanks for the 9 months of subbing. Welcome back. Show some love. Let's help the deer.
You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, Your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts
Oh,
into the path of an oncoming train.
God, we didn't help it at all. We gotta go. Shit. Enter New York City. The air stinks of gasoline and trash, and you're boxed in by brick. But damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, you feel like there's an engine in your chest. Taokai with the 4 months of sub and welcome back. Don't shush, it's fine. Earn money. You wander the streets looking for a way to make some cash. Let's go look for work. A tiny woman in a lush fur coat is standing outside a boutique lamp store with a package nearly as tall as she is. You there, she calls. Can you lift this? Give it a try. It's huge and unwieldy, but light as anything. Carry it down to my house and we'll work something out, the woman declares. You heft the package and follow her. She begins a rambling story about her living room, her interior decorator, her husband's taste in rugs. Fascinating. You follow the sound of her voice. The lamp box is so large you can't see a thing. Eventually, she exclaims, "Here we are. Thank fuck." You lay down the box in her living room. It's nowhere near as luxurious as she made it sound. A card table, a ratty couch, and the wall tapestry done in a grotesque imitation medieval style. This will really tie the room together, she exclaims. At least she tips you. That's fair. Let's explore.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Eavesdrop on them.
I wish you didn't have to go,
Oh.
She says,
there's gotta be work on some of those buildings going up.
his thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Keep listening.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. Our parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Let's go ahead and move on. The couple parted by unemployment. Go back. Train station. I don't know that I need anything here. I look like I'm fine.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent
Oh?
with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already.
I hope she has a third nipple.
Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists. Rosary beads and costume jewelry.
I'm into this.
And of course, the centerpiece, a great glass globe.
Tell me my fortune, Miss Cleo.
With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John, if you have a relative in Newark.
Why be a dick? Let's be a good sport.
You'll latch on to what she says, and together you dance towards some insights about your romantic prospects. It's relieving to meet an honest charlatan instead of the ghouls and ghasts of the road. You might even say you're having fun. Until she abruptly stops talking.
Okay, what's wrong?
Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him.
The devil.
You've seen him,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You carry him with you.
Did you miss me?
The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal. The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy.
Shit.
And your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me.
Wow.
The voice lodged inside you says, but this one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid.
What just happened? Oh, I'm gonna black out.
When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
Oh, shit. Spooky. Let's keep moving on. A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. Heh. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Let's ask about the stories. The ones you got now? Psh. Pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting. More satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will kill like them. Or everyone will like them. Will kill like them. I got murder on the mind. No matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. What other tips you got? Everyone's the captain of their destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now, but the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. Ha!
I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when I'm cold and empty,
I'm gonna go this way.
they're the ones who bury me.
Yeah, I don't think I understand it. I don't understand this minigame.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night comes down for to take
Shit,
me
dude.
hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
That was a long hike. Is there anything this way? Not really.
My vagrant song.
Damn, I'm way north. Okay. I don't think I understand. I don't understand. This way.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Let's watch this guy fall and die.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
Faucius! Hail, Stan. Thanks for the 37 months, man. Welcome back. Faucius. It's like you made your name based on how you would think Christopher Walken would speak. Take the bottle from this poor dude. Just take it.
What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts. But whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps.
Look at him.
His body plummets. His limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise.
Whoa.
All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
To make a long fucking story short, I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
What's up, Brandon? You're pretty popular. Or at least your sound is. It's you.
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. Sorry, says the one who laughed. Don't be, another assures her. They don't look up.
Step loudly.
The branch snaps beneath you. The youngest jerks her eyes open and snatches her hands free from the circle.
It's all right. He isn't coming back.
Soothes the eldest.
Wait.
She turns to you.
You could join us if you've got something you're grateful for.
What the hell are you doing here? Is this like the 30s version of The Craft? Which one of you is Fairuza Balk? Because you're the one to watch out for.
Your words go unremarked. The youngest, holding your right hand, takes her turn.
And we give thanks for those who left, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful.
Your hands are released. The ceremony is over.
Okay, that was weird. Earth, air, fire, water. Men, I'll be with you. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey, he blurts suddenly, turning towards you. Want to hear a good story? Is that what happened, Keldwood? Shit. Nice. I would love to hear a story, John Goodman. Tell me. With the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale about the two brothers who wandered seeking one another for 50 years. Confusing himself now and again, backtracking, adding new details out of order, you barely piece the story together. That is my story! I was there. Wait a second. You suddenly realize that he's told you a twisted version of the story about the two brothers who reconnected after 30 years apart. It was 32 years, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 34. But massively changed with whole new chunks you don't remember. It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back towards the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. My story has spread. understand this too well. It is the arrow keys. Get it, skeleton man. Ah, shit. Sure. Cleveland!
Surrounded by fields of corn and rye,
Oh,
a small farm
Gramps.
lies fallow. Its tiny stable crumbles into disrepair, and foxtails sprout from its fields.
What do you want to bet this is Jeepers Creepers? I don't think so, Colgate. I mean, the guy that sent us on this mission was a wolf.
Inside, the sunlight filtering in through two small windows turns to hazy gray shafts in the thick dust that blankets the interior. There's not much in the way of furniture, but on a rustic kitchen table, a
Ooh.
handwritten note catches your eye.
Look at the note. I bet it
Never
says,
opened.
be eating you.
It's addressed to Martha.
Martha, be eating
and
you.
unsigned. Her name is written in the stiff letters of a man for whom literacy is more a formality than habit.
Read it.
If you find this, I'm already gone. Don't come looking for me. Rest is scratchy spirals and circles of halfway readable writing about the noises from the cellar and the hunger in the darkness.
Oh.
The cellar door at the edge of the abandoned kitchen calls to your attention.
Go to the cellar. Go. I gotta see.
The door is unlatched. The ground below is deeply stained with some dark residue you can't identify. Upon it, only ancient piles of chains and manacles, slowly turning to rust.
There's nothing else we can do there? Shit. Spooky. Spooky, spooky. It's like daytime.
The storm swept in just before sundown, heralded by a purple sky and electricity in the air. You sought shelter alongside a grizzled farmer. All he can do is pace, muttering to himself. Can't just stay here. You catch. Gotta find her.
Who are you looking for, strange man?
He looks up at you. My daughter was out down the road. He balls his fists. God, fuck this. He hauls open the door, shielding his face from the fierce dust. He runs out into the storm.
Let's try to help him, I guess.
The dust scours your skin, and razor winds whip at your clothing.
I have skin?
You struggle for breath. The maelstrom has turned the world murky red. You don't see the farmer.
Okay.
You press on through the storm. You see the farmer up ahead.
Oh!
He's on his knees. Great, dark shape made from swirling dust looms over him.
We gotta warn him of whatever that is.
You manage no more than a cough. The dust thing engulfs the man in his body. The storm whips faster. You can't breathe. You have to get back to shelter.
Let's run.
You make it to safety, but don't manage any sleep. The storm settles in the early hours. You find the farmer laid out in the street, his corpse a shriveled mass. He has one arm stretched out in front of him, as if to crawl.
I can't help you, man. You're dying. I might need food and sleep. Up. This is our moment. Take me to Detroit, good man. Maybe? He's not going to Detroit. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's it? You dropped me in the middle of Indiana for no... What the... There's so many stories out here. We'll get to them. Enter Detroit. Get some food, get some rest. Store. Give me some coffee. Give me some clam chowder. And give me some work. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. You hit 4 factories, but nobody's hiring today. Soon, you notice you're cruising around the city with the same loose group of rejected laborers, coughing men in baggy clothes, women with babies tied to their backs, an older fellow with only one hand. Oh, shit, nobody wants us. After the 5th factory, everyone makes a silent agreement to give up. What? You sit on the curb across from the factory doors and eat your sad little lunchies together in silence. Screw this city, huh? Fuck, man.
The rain is coming down so hard, it's a wonder the sidewalk hasn't started to crack. You manage to find a narrow patch under a ledge where you can stay dry.
Let's wait out the rain.
A squat man, bundled up in a black fur coat and matching hat, approaches. The thick rain flattens and mats his fur. He squints up at you.
You're in my spot.
He crows.
I don't want to give this spot up, dude, but also, I don't know that I care enough. We'll give it the spot.
He thanks you as you step aside, back into the rain. You keep walking, hoping to find more shelter. Now that you see the man from a distance, you're not sure the fur is a coat.
Oh.
A pair of red eyes shine back at you.
Weird. I almost got eaten, I think.
The rain stops a minute later. You look back up the road, but the squat man is gone.
Well, let's move on. The red creature in the fur coat.
Woman waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls.
We making some rice in here, lady? What's going on?
She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
She says.
poison. The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
She'll pay you to help.
I will take it because pay.
You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls.
This is called Where the Water Tastes Like
Their
Wine.
mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better
Damn.
after you vomit.
I'm not doing too well already. We may have to go back to Detroit and get some food. Can I do that? Okay, yeah, I can. Let's clam chowder. What up, Razul? I like that you read the rules.
The car is a lifeline, your one hope to escape the encroaching storm. It rattles along a few yards ahead of the storm front, jouncing and juddering, one pothole away from being swallowed by the choking dust. A figure clings to support straps mounted on the back.
Let's catch a ride.
You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
Oh,
Shouts the woman on the back.
a fellow observer.
She's wrapped in a scarf and aviation goggles, juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
Can we go faster?
We're not done with our observations.
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
Blast it. Get inside and take dictation, will you?
You're insane. But okay.
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
That'll do.
She bangs on the roof.
Judith, let's go.
Move on. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna get a break in real quick on this. If you guys want to see like an hour more of it, let me know. If you'd like me to move on to something else, let me know. We've spent a couple of hours with this so far. I'm a little curious to see what happens an hour into it. I am in a hard stop at about midnight, regardless. That'll be in about an hour after this, so we can get to Life is Strange Before the Storm, the bonus episode tonight. Go ahead and vote for this, though. What we do on Try It Tuesday is we rate a game based on 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. So you can tell us what you think of the game. This is where the water tastes like wine. If you'd like to know more about it, Game Info is where you need to go. This is for sale right now in the Humble Store for like 15% off. I'm gonna run some ads, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Hang tight.
this good? You could have looked this good yesterday. Do you want to look this good? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? You could have looked this good yesterday if you bought Jade's official line of official DBH merchandise. Do you want to look this good? You could have looked this good yesterday. I don't know, Daddy. Well, what are you waiting for? Do you want to look this good? You're trying to sell shirts. Do you want to look this good? They're good shirts. They're not great shirts, they're good shirts, right? Okay, so think about it like this. Well, what are you waiting for? Will you stutter, Jimmy? They get up in there with the devil's vagina magic. Do you want to look this good? There those thousand thinkers were thinking you could have looked this good yesterday if you bought Jane's official line of official DBH merchandise. It's like Fashion Souls with less tears, more fashion. Do you want to look this good?
Yeah. I haven't shown one of those in a while. Bring that shit back. Can I get... the first 5 non-subs to say yesterday, like YESSERDIY, DAY, yesterday. The first 5 non-subs to say that made up word that Waddy used. Sweet. All right. Yesterday. I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why'd she have to go? I don't know. She wouldn't say. Yesterday. Thank you, guys. So how are we liking this game so far? Actually, let me look at the screen. That may answer my own question. You guys are liking it so far. That's good. I'm stuffing my face with another Graze. These are great. They're these little portioned out snackies. These are snackies. This one's called peanut butter jelly. Salted peanuts, raspberry strings, and vanilla fudge. Yeah, I'm still not quite sure about it. It's kind of a game that I would play on like a Sunday off stream when I didn't want to like think a lot, I guess. Like, it's engaging. The stories are really neat. I'm still not sure where the hook is yet. And by that I mean, when's that guy gonna come back and totally screw me? Thank you for the bits. Keldwood, Hap, Fanime, Venom Flan. Alright, let me get to business here on my yesterday. Packing my hole with fudge? That's so graphic. Don't forget the peanuts, though. Those two. What the fuck? yesterday. Nashville is one of America's highest inflow cities. Well, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Flynn. Hold on to your butthole. I did it again. Oh my god, thank you, Colgate. A gift subscription is not available for this person. Really? Oh! It is not, in fact. There we go. I feel like Nashville is kind of becoming this like new hipster place to go. I'm sorry, I'm gifting subs. This March Madness. There's this one. Okay. What's up, Flaffle Beans? Exclamation point Atomic. What's up, Atomic? I don't know that I can do this every day of March, but I'm gonna do it for now. Hang on. I'm gonna do this just for Flynn Chop. Just because. Fuck up me, God. Okay. We are done. Thanks for participating in whatever that was. Let's get back to the game. I kinda wanna backtrack. Just a little bit. There's like a campfire over here.
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist.
Okay.
You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I'll tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend.
It is, I agree. This is all about me.
Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle.
Okay. I'm gonna make you laugh because I'm a funny man. The dust? The studied dust, maybe. Or this one. This was the funny story before. The story of the fortune teller and the curse around New York City, the red creature in the fur coat, the drunkard lineman. I don't think the story of how I murdered a guy is going to be funny to that guy. The woman with the buckets of poison near Detroit. And Quinn's Adventures. I think we got to go with this. This guy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. Funny I am. Yes. Funny man.
Traps? Imprisonment? Well, there's a difference between a train you have to ride and a train you get to ride.
Okay. I feel you. I get you.
We porters want that difference to be us. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one.
I just told you my funny story. What about the dust storm woman? That was kind of weird.
That's a tall one. Don't pull my leg, okay?
It was funny, all right?
Home is where we go back to. It's where we belong. But there's nothing wrong with spending a little time in the rest of the world every now and again.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story. You got it?
The brothers. There's this one too. I don't know what that one means necessarily, but the brothers? For 50 years? Boy, that one's carried some weight. Let's tell that one.
Just like I told you, friend. Miles a smile.
Nice! Look at that shit. I got the eye wide open.
If you're looking for family, you know why a porter can treat a passenger better than anyone else? Because when you step on this train, you're family.
He's just like a fucking La Quinta. All right.
It doesn't matter who you were before or who you're going to be after you step on.
Sure.
Have any optimistic tales? I'd like to hear one of those.
Optimistic tales. Or an Olive Garden, yeah. Optimistic tales. That's not a good one. This, the praying women, maybe? Fortune, here we go. Well, none of those are really good. These are all terrible and not optimistic whatsoever. I'm gonna have to go with this one. The Two Lighthouse Keepers.
A positive attitude.
Nice.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
The past, that's a tricky thing. Yes, porters may remind you of a certain type of way folks of our type used to be. There's no fight in that, just happily working past it. Anyway, you must have some funny stories to tell. Share one.
God, you want all my funny stories. You're like a fun leech. I don't know if I've got a funny story for him. Quinn's Adventures, I guess. Would it be funny to tell you about the time I got a deer run over by a train? I mean, that's funny in a morbid way. Let's tell them Quinn's adventures. They're not funny, though. They're focusing on the funny parts.
I'll keep this story in my pocket for sure. It'll make some passenger laugh.
Yeah, Vorpal. I love it.
Travel? We've all got places to be, and we've all got to get there somehow. So why not get the getting there to be as good as it can get? See, that's really important when getting there is all you got.
Hey, Sharif. What's up?
Another night over. I surely did enjoy all those stories, though. Maybe next time I'll let down my hair a bit. What do you say? You must excuse me, friend. What kind of porter am I saying this trip is all about you, only to start talking about my own damn self? But enough of my indulgence.
Cool.
I hope I see you again.
I'm sure I will see you, friends. What was the quote? It was like... I got this.
I used to know a girl. She had a dozen guys. One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah.
What a story, Mark! Shit, we kind of went backwards. We can go to Columbus. I've been to Columbus before. Zan, a humble little loot for you. Thank you. If you're wondering what the ad on the screen is, it's a free way to send tips to the stream called Loots. You send an ad that shows up in the chat and on the screen, and I get a tip from that. Pretty cool. It's free to you. You don't have to do anything.
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car.
I'm gonna decline because I don't really have any money, dude.
The back door breaks open, and a girl crawls over the laps of dusty bodies.
Don't you dare! That belongs to Louise Ames,
she shouts at you.
Louise Ames!
She's dragged back into the writhing nest of limbs, and the door slams shut. On your way, the driver tells you. You go.
Louise Ames' violin. Kenny, thanks for the bits. This bar is crowded with people from every walk of life. Businessmen, young men in muddy overalls, and a crowd of girls in slinky dresses, preparing their blood alcohol content for a night on the town. But it's the squat, sharp-eyed man in the fedora who catches your attention. Let's start a conversation with him. He launches into a wild story about the dead woman in the yellow ribbon. Halfway through, he stops, recognizing the look on your face. You know this one. You tell him the story about the elegant woman in the small town. That's it? I think I like mine more. I mean, it's more exciting. It's a lie, but sure. So that's why I'll keep telling it my way, he says. Let's get another round and do a competitive test on the other folks here, shall we? By the end of the night, the whole bar agrees. The new version is better. It might be because your new friend bought them all drinks. All right, so we've embellished on a story. She's a dead woman now? Oh.
The plants grow and blossom as you watch. The man goes down the line, applying a few drops from the vial as he goes. As a liquid soaks in, each plant pushes up from the soil, unfolding and stretching for the sky.
Slurps with the 6 months. Oh, I forgot to do this part of the process. He says. Welcome back. Thank you. My continued support. I mean, that's miraculous.
He turns to you.
It's quite something, isn't it? Soy here strangles the crops. People are starving. But even when the plants survive, they don't grow fast enough to fill people's bellies.
He smiles.
My miracle formula will change that.
Is there semen in it? Is it yours? You can be honest with me, dude. How does it work?
He shakes his head.
I'm not giving up my secrets that easily. The state will pay a lot of money for this.
He shakes the vial. He tears off a leaf.
Here, try some.
It's just bitter at first, but as you swallow, the fibrous mass burns in your throat. You fight to hold it down, and your stomach knots tight when the plant matter hits it. You cough and hiccup. The man looks at you, curious.
What do you think?
It tastes like unwashed death. Let's lie to him.
He beams.
Fantastic. Tell you the truth, last few batches haven't worked out quite right, but clearly I'm making progress. Won't be long before no one around here goes hungry again.
Your stomach protests. You feel like you'll be hungry again very soon indeed.
For the good of the people, I should have told the truth. Cincinnati. Have we been to Cincinnati yet? I don't know that we have. I guess we kind of have. Let's zoom out here. Look at that. Wow. Okay. I'm doing the devil's work here. Don't worry about it. Oh, let's hear a story. A long black car growls up in front of this hotel. Out steps a woman in an extravagant hat and coat, followed by a whole crowd of hangers-on. Is she a singer? An actress? You don't recognize her face, but to your surprise, you recognize the story she's telling. Let's listen in. In a sharp, transatlantic accent, she's telling everyone in her party a story about the ancient battle still raging on Boston's streets. It's clearly the story of the strange clamor on the streets of Boston, but changed in a few entertaining ways. Let's keep listening. Isn't that something? She asks. Her various followers agree. She pays the driver of the limousine and sweeps into the hotel like a thunderstorm of red velvet. Someone should do a picture about it, you hear her exclaim. So we've got another story of ours that grew.
The Twisters touch down in a cornfield, fence posts flying in its wake. A huge black stallion charges toward the tornado. On its back, a cowboy whips his lasso through the churning air, nearly matching the Twister's speed. His wild laughter carries on the wind.
Let's watch this.
God damn it, Bill!
Another man hollers, clapping his hands to his hat to keep it from flying off.
Quit being a damn fool!
The man on the horse turns toward him and flashes a beatific grin before digging his heels harder into the horse's flanks.
I want to keep watching the cowboy fuck the tornado.
His Stetson goes flying, caught by a gust. He doesn't seem to notice. He barks a single yee-haw as he stands in the stirrups, leaning into the whirlwind. In a moment, man and beast are enveloped in the storm. All you can hear is Bill's wild laughter.
Okay. He's gone forever. He's gone forever. What do we got here? Hop a train.
Ride with us a little while, stranger.
It's a kind offer. Miles of dusty road through the rolling prairies have recast this landscape as an exhausting soup of wind and misery.
Let's get on the wagon. It's free.
There are 4 of them on the wagon. A perfect nuclear family. Mother, father, son, daughter. And a small fuzzy terrier trailing behind. But the pace of their movement is glacial. The draft horse ambles forward, one agonizingly slow step at a time.
Why are we going so slow?
Ain't no point rushing to get where we were going.
The wooden cart shivers with every pebble on the road that its wheels must laboriously traverse. The girl in the back pipes up.
The going's the point, see?
Let's keep with the cart for a minute.
Time stretches wearily. The father sometimes makes half-inch adjustments to the horse's trajectory, keeping him from ambling off the road. There is some intimation that they are heading for Oregon, but at no point is it mentioned when they might arrive.
Which one's gonna get dysentery, though? Were we in Cincinnati? I don't think we were. Let's earn some money. They used to call this place the Paris of America, and it's fitting. The new Union Station makes you feel like an ant, and the music hall is a hell of a place to look at, too. You wander the city streets looking for a way to make some cash. Let's check them. It starts to rain the kind of torrential, tree-stripping way that only happens once or twice a year. Everyone scrambles for cover, but one guy stays out in the streets. A fellow with a bale of bent and lopsided umbrellas. 10 cents each, he hollers. What an opportunist. The rain has soaked him through, but he's doing a roaring trade. Hey, he tells you, go run around on the main shopping streets and pick up all the umbrellas you see, okay? People sometimes drop them when they blow inside out. I'll pay. I'm in. Let's go. He's right. There are umbrellas scattered all up and down the street like fallen birds. You gather up an armful and the umbrella seller buys them off you for a couple of coins. The next morning, though, your throat is hoarse and your nose is running like a faucet. Damn it! Let's explore.
The corridors of Cincinnati's music hall reverberate with the sounds of an orchestra warming up for rehearsal.
If we unbolt the light rig, we can crush them,
says a voice up ahead. No, another answers. Hiding Baldy's baton will be sufficient to stop the din.
Let us approach.
The tuxedoed man
Grams.
is slightly transparent. Mustachio on the right has his arms folded. The weaselly one on the left scowls. They start at your arrival.
I'm gonna undo those bolts.
Weasel feature vanishes into thin air.
Damn it all,
says the other man.
Are you ghosts? I'm gonna ask.
We used to be members of the orchestra until, well, you know. Patrick doesn't care for the new blood. It seems like talent died with us. So he does his damnedest to stop them playing. But I can't allow violence against fellow artists. Help me stop it.
How the hell do I stop a ghost? Bustin' makes me...
With the right tool, you can banish them from the hall. You see, no spirit can stand the sound of the purest of all instruments.
A proton pack. The violin. The piano. The violin, the piano, the violin, the piano.
No.
The violin.
No.
The sousaphone.
No.
The banjo.
He shakes his head, exasperated.
No. The triangle.
The fuck, dude?
The orchestra has one, but the percussionist's a sop. He never hits it right. If you can get there, you can ensure the only thing brutalized here today is Chopin.
Okay, I will go get the triangle. I will play it. Like the fucking cowbell. And don't fear the Reaper.
The orchestra is midway through practice. They're in dire need of it. The percussionist dozes on his stool. Everyone's oblivious to the muttering from the lighting rig.
Rush for the triangle.
You sprint down the aisle and elbow through the incensed musicians. The percussionist falls off his stool as you clamber over his xylophone. You grab the beater and bring it down onto the triangle, eliciting a pure, resounding note. And
yes,
the rafters ring with laughter. The mustachioed ghost appears next to you, doubled over, invisible to the furious orchestra.
I never thought you'd fall for that. The triangle, for God's sake. Thanks for shutting them up, though.
you've played me like a triangle, dude. I'm out. Let's leave. We've got, oh, no. Let's go to the store, grab some clam chowder. And find our next journey. Let's adapt with the 19 months. It's time for a random D&D idea, a mimic nest in an abandoned cellar. That's terrifying. But go for it. Thank you for the 19 months of sub and welcome back. Let's head in this direction. Indianapolis. We didn't quite make it here.
Deep in the fields, you come across a group of young men clearing weeds and sod from a roadside plot. Pitchforks flying, weeds dying. You almost don't notice that the dark lump beside them is a dozing boy, lying smack dab in the middle of their work.
Why don't we look a little closer, Grams?
There's an odd frenzy to the way these boys are ripping the sod apart. When they notice you approaching, they jog over and stand silently between you and their sleeping comrade.
What's going on here, boys?
The youths share nervous looks. The oldest steps forward. Get going, he grunts, leveling a pitchfork at your gut. His hands are shaking. He seems serious.
Is your friend okay?
You step closer, and the ringleader loses his nerve.
He died.
He blurts.
He was sweating and crying, and he just fell over. They won't come get us with the truck till sundown.
You realize now that the sleeper's been posed. The ashy shadow on his face wasn't cast by a tree.
Yikes.
A hurried little girl collides into you with a wheelbarrow
I
full
love
of
this
hay, nearly knocking you out of your shoes.
Grams.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You
What
nod,
is happening here?
but the way the girl fusses over the wheelbarrow. Was that apology meant for you?
Are you lost? It's a mimic!
Lost? Me? No, not at all.
She stands up taller and squares her shoulders, projecting an image of adulthood so stiff she looks about to tip over.
But I guess I could use a little help. Can I ask you something pretty, please?
Go on.
Well, I found this critter, but my daddy won't let me keep it unless I take real good care of it.
Relating this dilemma has put her on the verge of tears.
Do you know how I can be the very best pet owner in the world?
Food and shelter would be a start.
The girl bursts into hysterical laughter, like she just heard the funniest joke.
Well, I don't know how to feed it when it don't have a mouth.
The laughter fades, and her look of worry returns.
Any other ideas?
Does she have Dart from the Upside Down?
She smiles
You would love.
so bright.
That's all it takes. Gosh, I already love it so much.
All right. Have fun with your demon. Let's hear a story. These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? They launch into a group recitation of the ghost of the well-heeled hobo, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell it. The well-heeled hobo. Wait a second. You recognize the story. It's the story about the last bottle of Armagnac. Armagnac. Someone's added to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? Asked one of these men, eyes bright. You think that really happened? Of course. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but damn, it sounds wild.
There's something wrong about this lonely farmhouse. The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box.
Strange. I didn't think cows could write letters.
The moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams.
Hey! Hey! This is private property!
Mm-hmm.
You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch.
Okay.
Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps.
What?
You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch. A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
This is an inhabited home.
The old lady barks.
The cows live upstairs, and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles.
That's a way to live.
That's right.
Yeah.
She shouts.
I'm a grown woman. I can live any way I please.
She shuffles to her chest of drawers and digs out a packet of rock candy in wax paper, like a grandmother saves for her grandchildren. She hurls it in your face.
Thank you for visiting. Now get out.
All right, move on. I'll see myself out. Oops, my bad. Chicago! Let's go. Let's hit up some motherfucking Kuma's Corner. The Windy City, yeah. Oh, wait. There's some shit over here. Hop a train? No, 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 no. No, my friend. No, no, no.
There's a truck parked here. The driver mistakes your look for curiosity.
You want to see something interesting?
He asks, pointing to the trunk. He opens it. There's hundreds of metal tubes with little numbered screw-on caps sorted in wooden racks.
What the hell is this?
We've been surveying. he said. It's my job to study soil health. The trunk has a map taped to it, marked with numbered dots. I can show you the one from your hometown if you see it here.
It's not on the map. I'm from Europe.
It's an official-looking map, but the state borders and rivers are wrong. Half your county is missing. The surveyor offers you a coin for directions to your hometown, but his notes are funhouse mirror English writing. Fascinating, he murmurs. We learn so much from you folks.
What a story, Mark. Let's go to Chicago. Let's try to earn some money. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. I'm gonna panhandle. No luck. Either nobody's in this town has any money to give, or nobody in this town has a drop of charity in their damn heart. Time to go, probably. Damn it. I should have done the other option. Let's buy some coffee. Maybe hot apple cider. Hot and spicy. You feel like you've swallowed a warm fireplace. That's accurate, yeah. What's going on over here, though? That's the train station, right?
The baby buffalo lies tangled by a fence,
Aww.
wire biting into its flesh.
Aww.
Please, it says, I must reach the sanctuary before they find me. The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something old in the air.
What's chasing you?
They were hunters of my kind. I am the last born. Every year it repeats. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me.
Oh, I'm gonna free you, my friend. Free the buffalo.
The wire cuts into your hands, but you untangle the animal. The buffalo charges off as soon as it's free. Come on. You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud.
Follow him, follow!
You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts.
Protect!
Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close.
What's up, losing grip?
The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. They'll be on you any second.
Distract the riders.
You stand defiant in the path of the riders. They're coming in fast, wreathed in dust, but you hold your nerve. The lead rider veers at the last moment. The other two haul on the reins, sending their horses sliding. You're thrown into the dirt.
I'm gonna look up.
The buffalo crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow. A primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its feet through the dirt, kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the four are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
I hope the buffalo is okay. I just took a hit for that. Let's go ahead and camp. Cassidy.
I've met a lot of people like you on this road.
Well, hey, stranger, what's up?
There's something you want from it, isn't there?
Yeah.
A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body.
Hey, Shadole, this is called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. All the stuff is in the game info. You can purchase this 15% off on the Humble Store right now. This was sent to me by the publisher, the developer, what have you, Dim Bulb Games. just for review purposes, I wasn't paid to play this. Just paid to kind of I wasn't paid. I was given a free copy to kind of show off to you guys. That's where the game came from. I'm enjoying it so far. It's interesting. But it's kind of like it's an interesting take on a visual novel to me. Which is nice. A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body.
Does being out here feed that part of you?
I'm the skeleton.
It's that way for me. Living in a state of motion, resting nowhere, returning to no one.
What a beat poet you are.
I've been a wandering ghost for a while now, and I'll be that way for some time to come. But that's a fate I should have known I was in for. I'm a poet, after all.
I like his accent.
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I got some sadness stories. Franklin's Travels. Let's tell him about the uncoupled, or the couple partnered by unemployment. Parted by unemployment. Let's see if that's a sad story.
The tragedy in that story, it's real.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried writing poetry?
I knew he was a poet! I've never heard of the Yog.
The space you give to love is the same space you open yourself up for potential harm. That's an old truism, and I'd read all about that kind of thing from an early age. So, it's not like it should have been a surprise to me. Still, I wasn't prepared for how much it all going sideways hurt me as much as it did. The way I felt about Silas wasn't like anything I could remember feeling before. The whiplash from that is why I'm out here by myself now.
In a cornfield. In the middle of Illinois.
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Well, let me see here. The slow-going cart wasn't really sad. The bootleggers wasn't really sad. I might have to go with the dead woman. Let's see what happens here.
That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing but your sorrow. I liked it.
All right.
I know sadness. These days, the melancholy just settles over me like a heavy bay fog. It makes its residence with me, and I accommodate it.
My reflection, dirty mirror. There's no connection to myself. I'm your lover. I'm your zero. I'm your face in your dreams of glass. So save your prayers for when you're really gonna need them. Throw out your cares and fly. Hey, wanna go for a ride?
I start to think, well, the world isn't made for being happy in. Not for someone like me. My old friends have their happiness. Jess and Deborah, Pauline, Silas too, maybe.
Yeah, Silas probably.
And good for them. It'd be wrong to begrudge someone their happiness, wouldn't it? No matter how jealous you are.
You've killed someone, haven't you? I just feel it. I sense it in your eyes. Emptiness is loneliness, and loneliness is cleanliness, and cleanliness and godliness. Godliness, God is empty, just like that cold, dead stare you're giving me, whatever your name is.
Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
He wants all my sad stories. What do we got now? The drunkard, the woman with the buckets of poison. Maybe this one. That one seems sad.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
Intoxicated with the madness. I'm in love with my sadness. Bullshit fakers, enchanted kingdoms. The fashion victims chew their charcoal teeth.
Change. Seen a lot of change. Everything. Everyone I thought I had is gone.
I'll never let on that I was on a sinking ship. I'll never let on that I was down.
Our friend Pauline, she had a big house and a husband who often wasn't around, so naturally, that's where we went for readings. We were wild, radiant, sweaty, alive.
Ah, yes, the orgy.
All kinds of people came, and all of them were poets. All of them with such beautiful souls.
Yeah.
Each with so many things to say and the true heart to share them.
I'm sure.
It's hard to believe that's all gone now. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
I probably got some. Let's see. The deer. The women praying is potentially a very sad one. Taking a look at some of my other stuff. That one's kind of sad. Yeah. I think we gotta go with, the women praying in the woods. Now that one's only kind of sad because of the reason they were praying. I'm gonna do it anyways.
Look, you can't just have a happy ending. A story needs to feel truthful, too. That one didn't.
Jesus, dude. Fine.
Freedom. Sometimes I feel like I don't know how to use it.
What a bummer.
When I consider my situation in the mornings, I mean, soberly, I know there's no way to bring things back to the way they were. I think I'll just find my own path. Surely, that's what's meant to happen now that I'm no longer bound to anyone.
Yeah. Cast the pearls aside, my friend, of a simple life in need. Come into my life forever. The crumbled cities stand as known of the sights that you have been shown. Of the hurt that you call your own. You know, love is suicide.
But how can I? That group was everything I knew. I was cast adrift by what happened, and I can't come to rest.
The empty bodies stand at rest, casualties of their own flesh. Afflicted by their depression, but nobody's ever known. Nobody's ever felt like you.
Alone, out here. I spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
Motherfucker, I just told you a hopeful story. This is kind of a hopeful story. The abandoned farmhouse. I don't know about it. I'm gonna go with the seagulls. I don't even know what that
That's
emote
a good
is.
one. We do reach up like that, towards hope.
Yes.
I had a family. We were close. Me and Jess and Deborah, even Pauline. We had a shared goal in the world. When I think about any of them now, though, I can feel poison rising in my chest.
Jesus, that's dark.
They didn't do anything wrong. They're all still grand folks.
Okay.
It's just that the situation with Silas ruined my attitude towards them, too.
What happened with Silas, man?
Being jilted plays a mean trick on your capacity for love.
Jilted lover, huh? You and Silas.
I miss the old group. I really do. I still have that image in my head. Pauline's house, the poets, Jess, me.
Is it possible that every time you think of them, you feel a shot right through with a bolt of blue? It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find living a life that you can't leave behind. There's no sense in telling you the wisdom of a fool will not set you free. But that's the way that it goes. It's what nobody knows. Every day, my confusion grows.
But on top of them all, there's Silas.
Yeah? Tell me more about Silas. Get to the sexy part.
In my memory, he looms. He haunts. You ever meet someone so far above everyone else? It's like they were from a different plane altogether.
Like E.T.?
That was him. A divine presence among normal human beings.
Would it be precise to say that he had green eyes, he had gray eyes, and you've never met anyone quite like him before?
Silas was part of the group, but at the same time, he wasn't. He was better than any of us. Wiser, gentler, stronger. We all held him in respect. We were in awe of his power as a writer, in reverence for the beauty of his soul. I still love him.
Of course you do. That's why you're sitting here in a cornfield, unable to stop talking about him.
Look, I'm headed out this way. If you find yourself out there, maybe we'll meet again.
Are you in Iowa? The beat poet from Iowa. That's where he's headed, at least. Let's go to Milwaukee, because I need some food. And actually, we're hitting about that hour mark, so I'm probably gonna wrap this up. I kind of want to return to this at some point. I just have to figure out how, when, why, etc., etc. This is very interesting, though.
She waits by the ruined mill, in an overcoat 2 sizes too big.
Look, over here. Look at this.
She yells.
This only happens once every 10 years, for Christ's sake.
She grabs your hand, and you both look at the black gear rolling west to cover the sun.
Look at it.
Steadily, the darkness draws across the sun until it is almost total. She clutches your hand tightly.
I've never seen this before. I've never seen this.
The sun, obscured, throbs and expands, raging against the night.
Look at it.
The eclipse breaks. The sun surges forward, screaming, burning, writhing in torment. Your eyes burn too, as if in retaliation, as if your witness of the sun's humiliation
straight at a fucking eclipse
constituted some great insult. You look at her. Her eyes are bleeding.
That's what a man does. Let's hear a story. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying. No way. You listen in as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the immortal seagulls. Wait a second. I swear this is what happened, the cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know this story. It's a stranger version of the story of the seagulls and the fishermen, but with some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true, the cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. See, I'm curious about when the stories loop back around.
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. They were filled with mud.
Yikes. I'm gonna sympathize.
He licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. If the harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here.
I don't think so, Awesome Potamus. I'm collecting stories. I'm assuming there is an end point, but I don't... There doesn't seem to be like a linear... It's kind of sandbox. In a sense. Can't you move away?
Where would we go? My family came here for a fresh start. All we have is our claim. His voice is hoarse. We came here when there was no more work back home. Now this. If we leave, it'll just be something else.
Your rabbit. It's just excited, man. Take your leave.
Your skin prickles gently, though the sky is still clear. Duster's on its way. Big one. He calls after you. Come by in a week. I doubt there'll be a building left standing.
That's what I think. I think so too, Exia. Well, what I'm thinking is, unless you guys really want me to keep, like, playing this, I will if you'd like. Otherwise, the other things that we had on the docket for today were the bonus episode of Life is Strange and God of War. I kind of interested in returning to this on another day. I'm liking it, though. I'm really liking it. It's interesting. Like I said, it's like an interesting take on a visual novel.
Prince of Night, I summon you. Come fill me with your black, naughty evil. That's enough.
Yeah, Phoenix is pretty good so far. It's pretty good. It's just, it's drawing me in a very interesting way. I don't want to say that I'm like overwhelmingly in love with it. The art style is great. The concept is interesting. This take on the visual novel thing is really what's kind of got me. And I think what Redesignated said is a good idea, that maybe on a longer playthrough I come back and I restart it or something. For the purposes of Try It Tuesday, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, if you're planning on picking it up, Game Info, which, by the way, if you would like to pick it up, it's for sale on the Humble store right now. This has been Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, if you want to check it out. Cool to watch, not something you'd play personally. All the more reason for me to return to it at some point then. I'd actually like to do an episode of or not an episode, but like a week of like returning to Try It Tuesday games. I just have to go through some shit that I really enjoyed that I never got back to. Just spent like the whole day playing that. Yep, I think I'm gonna take a break here. And we'll switch over to the bonus episode of Life is Strange called Farewell. And then we'll try to get to some God of War.